Hi. Hello, this is Doral here, Doral Game Vlog. Let me turn this to the side and then turn this back. So I've accomplished nothing! Anyways. I recently today uploaded a video onto my main channel about my top 5 One Piece characters. And a lot of you were like, I like your list, dog. I like what you did there, but I wanted to know your entire favorite Straw Hat list from best to worst, because I want to know your reasoning for why some characters are not on the list. And I said, okay, I was going to wait. I waited long enough. Plus that I think because a lot of you fucking said that, and I was like, alright, fine. So, to be perfectly honest, a lot of this list, these last 4 kind of interchange. I do have a general idea what I would do, because I kind of followed my top 5 and then I kind of just ran with it. But I'll give you a general reasoning and talk about this. That's what this video is, just for the other 4 characters. So I guess from best to worst, it would be Chopper. Shit. I didn't think this out before pre-recording. Yeah, give me a second. I want to say I probably would say Chopper, Zoro, Sanji, Nami. Yeah, it's about it. Granted, you could switch Zoro and Sanji depending on how I feel in the day, but for the most part, that's how it would be. And simply put, is that, as I said, I like all the Straw Hats. Like, even Nami to me is still a pretty fucking awesome character when she's not being a bitch, which is kind of the primary reason why I don't care for her. It's like, oh, okay, you have the development. Oh, you have fighting skills in your own way. But you're still a bitch and a whore. Which is really fucking annoying when you have characters like Robin and Brooke and fucking Usopp. Characters who've actually, you know, we go through their backstories and we learn about them. And they have their little event in the arc and then they change and become a better person. And Nami's still a bitch. I mean, Robin opened up to people. She stopped being closed off and shut in and closing her heart to people. Nami just fucking was like, and then I'm still a bitch. Like, that's what kind of pisses me off about Nami. It's just like, come on, yo, you just. It's like, okay, fine. She has the same kind of problem Eren does from Attack on Titan, where it's like, I understand why you do it and you're justified because of your reasoning. It's not like the writer didn't justify you. It's just that I don't necessarily find it entertaining for you to be a bitch. And I guess it's supposed to be for, like, certain characters. Like, obviously, she's meant to bitch Zoro out and the rest of the guys. The guys are so strong, yet they get bitched out by Nami. But it just comes on more annoying because it's like, Nami, you're being a bitch and a whore. It's not appealing. It's like I want to root for you, but you won't let me. I mean, granted, she hasn't been as fucking annoying as she's usually annoying. Like, ever since the time skip, she's kind of been in that middle ground where she hasn't really annoyed the shit out of me, but she still has her little moments of being a bitch. Like, I thought the whole kid thing and the correlation with Belmere and Punk Hazard, that was nice. Even the little moment where she had with Tashigi, that was nice. Just do more of that and stop doing more of, oh, I'm going to be naked with a fucking 10-year-old boy and then be a bitch to everybody. Things tend to work out better for you that way. Chopper, I could have easily switched him with Frankie. It's not even really anything against Chopper. I know Chopper gets a lot of hate because he suffers from Pikachu syndrome. He does not have it nearly as bad as Pikachu has. Pikachu's power doesn't get... I mean, Chopper's power does not get nerfed and boosted in random intervals. He's usually consistent with that kind of shit. Chopper's one of those characters that gets a lot of shit because he's a Pikachu type character. He's a mascot kind of character. All he really needs to do is look cute and be naive, and he's already won the hearts of millions. But he's a lot more deep. It's like when you give me arcs like the whole Dr. Hogback thing or the shit in Punk Hazard, I'm like, yeah, he can be taken seriously. It's just that fucking his fan base and Oda, they do him dirty sometimes. But I like that kind of advancement of his character, and he's not a bad character by any means. I also love his new points in time skip. I think his time skip points have a lot more personality and character than his fucking pre-skip, because I didn't give a fuck about most of his points. Well, not even for I'm not gonna say I didn't give a fuck about his points before. It's just that they didn't feel as distinct as they do now. It's like Kung Fu Point is like his melee. Like he just runs around kicking the shit out of people, screaming "Whatcha!" and the shit. That's a lot more of a character behind that point now than Jumping Point, which was, woo, I can use this to dodge. Woo, I can use this to dodge. Woo, I can use this to set up for an attack. Because that's all fucking Jumping Point was used for. And not every fucking point just looks overly buff. Like, they actually have distinct characteristics. You give me Horn Point, in which now he looks more like a teenager. By the way, I love that point. I just love the design of that fucking thing. Instead of Horn Point in the original, where he just grew big ass fucking horns, he still looked ripped as shit. He looked ripped as fuck and just had big ass horns. We could be more creative than that. That's time skip Horn Point. And then Heavy Point looks like what it's supposed to. It's supposed to be the muscular, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you point. That's what I like. I like that change in originality to him. Maybe that's just me, but I like Chopper's. He has more. His points have more personality now, and so it's nothing like against him. I could easily, as I said, I could easily switch him out for Frankie. I think I kind of just like Frankie more because I think Frankie has a lot more hidden potential than Chopper. Like Chopper, granted, I feel like he's not being used to his full extent either, but fucking Frankie, I feel like he's getting it in Dressrosa, and he's been getting it casually throughout the arcs, but I feel like he needs it more than Chopper. But granted, I like them both, and as I said, you could easily switch those out on my list. It's like my thing about the top Straw Hats. It usually just kind of alternates depending. As I said, it just depends. I guess regarding Zoro and Sanji, I think the thing about Zoro I kind of hate is that we see like the same 2 or 3 notes from him. It's always like either you're overly serious / badass, or you're just being comically stupid. I can't. Oh, I got lost. Oh, comedy ensues. It's like the same 2 fucking notes. It's like it's kind of hard to fucking be like, oh my god, it's Zoro, when he's consistently badass in every arc he's in. If anyone's noticed that, it's like there is rarely, and I mean this, it's even when the nigga loses. When he loses to Kuma or fucking Mihawk, he still comes off as badass. He has those same 2 fucking notes he hits, and it's just like, you're either dumb as fuck or cool as shit. And considering you're consistently cool and dumb as fuck in every arc, it's like, I can't, it's like, he doesn't give me enough to latch on to. He's just kind of there. Like, maybe that's just me. He's just like, I'm just kind of like, come on. Come on. Like, give me something else. Let me see another facet of your character, which is why I kind of like his interactions with Tashigi, especially time skip Tashigi. I mean, granted, pre-time skip works too. But it's because Tashigi brings out certain parts of his character where he's not like cool, or he's not like dumb as fuck. He's just kind of like, him and Tashigi have interesting conversations, and I also love the fact that Tashigi called him out in that whole "you have the same problem as Sanji" shit. That shit's cool to me. But don't just do this fucking, oh damn, he cut Monet in half. Oh look, he sliced Holy Jones. Oh look, he took all Luffy's pain. Oh look, he cut a train in half. Oh look, he cut a ship in half. It's the same shit with Zoro. I think that's the problem I have. It's like he's just consistently badass. It's like even badass can become monotonous when you keep saying it all the fucking time. That's why I like arcs when they don't focus on Zoro being a badass and have him doing other things. Like maybe put him in a different situation. Have him interact with more characters. Because they always do. It's like Zoro's that character that never really interacts with anyone. He kind of just comes late. He's always that nigga that's late to the party. And I'm like Dressrosa kind of does it with the fairy thing. But I'm like, just extend that a little bit more. Have Zoro have his own little adventure instead of just being like, oh, I'm on the boat. Oh, I'm on the boat. I think that's what hurts Zoro the most. Is he's so repetitive in what they do with him. It's like, I don't know what to do with Zoro. I guess we'll just have him do something badass and sleep for the rest of the fucking arc. or be badass and get lost for the rest of the fucking arc. It's just It's Sanji. I think when Brook came along, he just reiterated how bad Sanji is at his own fucking job in certain areas. See, the type of comedy I enjoy from Sanji is not his perverted comedy. I think Brook trumps the shit out of him in that area. To me, Sanji is his funniest when he's at his naive teenage boy comedy, which he rarely does anymore. I think the last good example would be him pouting when Usopp was bragging about him being in the wanted picture, and that was way fucking back after fucking Arlong, if anyone remembers that scene. And he got all depressed, like, don't worry, you'll get that. Or maybe his comedy, like with the Duval shit, I thought that was funny. Like, I think he's funny when they don't focus on the etchy perversion. I'm not saying he can't have it. I'm just saying, dial the fuck back. Like, you have Brook there who reiterates the same jokes, and what kills it is that Brook is better at it. So I'm like, why the fuck am I saying the same jokes with Brook and Sanji when Brook is clearly funnier with it? Like, it's almost painful sometimes. Which is why they did the ridiculous, that's why Oda did the ridiculous mermaid shit in the nosebleeds. I'm like, come on. You could have given that to Brook and that would have been funnier. Because Sanji's supposed to be cool. I mean, I always viewed Sanji to be a little bit more, like, childish than Zoro, even though people like to throw them on the same level. Sanji is naturally more childish than Zoro, even if you took out his perversion. But it's like, Oda doesn't play up his, like, teenage charm, where he's, like, cool, but he's still kind of dorky and shit. He always plays out the whole, Robin Swan, Nobby Swan, which, you know, it can be funny, and it is funny from time to time, but it's like, when you have Brook here who does like the same types of jokes but do them better, it's kind of redundant, and I miss like cool, kind of like nerdy cool Sanji. I know that doesn't really make sense to some of you, but that's kind of what I viewed Sanji as the most. Granted, he's been doing that a lot lately with the Zeph Kinemon comparison we got in Punk Hazard, which is obviously what he's making a reference to, which is why Sanji had an automatic click with Kinemon. It's like, he's a father looking for a son. Oh, look, Zeph was the father figure and went out of his way to save his son's life. Of course, they would have some type of correlation, and the whole him being like sub-captain of the Zou group can add to that for the whole fighting Big Mom while trying to get to Lost Crew thing. So that's another fucking point. I mean, they all been getting better. Like, except for Zoro. Oda still doesn't know what the fuck to do with Zoro right now. He's just kind of like there. It's like, oh, he's doing something badass. Oh, look, he attacked Don Flamingo. Woo! Oh, no, he attacked Fujitora, my bad. Well, then he was attacking Don Flamingo, but he ended up fighting Fujitora for a little bit. And then he thrown out a fucking hole. That's the whole fucking thing. It's like, none of the Straw Hats are bad, but these are the reasons why they're at the bottom of the list. It's like, because they have these, either they have quirks that are overshadowing their characters, or they're just like too stuck in their own fucking routines. And I think I don't even think Chopper has a worse point in the sense of he's just bad. It's just more so that he's not used as much into the forefront. I really want to see a lot of these. I want to see a lot of the Straw Hats besides Zoro, fucking Sanji, and Luffy. One shot. And there's like, we're in the new world and they've gotten stronger. Yet we still have scenes where fucking Zoro and Sanji and Luffy are still beating the main villains. I'm like, what the fuck? You have like 6 other characters. That's why when people say, oh yeah, I want fucking Zoro or Sanji to go save Brook, Nami, and Chopper from what's her name? Marigold or Marijoy? Why? You had like Brook, Nami, and Chopper a week. What the fuck? They're not. They're competent characters. That's why when I saw Brook one shot, I was like, yeah, that's what I wanted. Because I want them to show how cool they are. Because they're cool motherfuckers. They're just not ever given the chance to shine as much. But I'm hoping as the new world progresses, we will keep seeing them shine more and more. Considering they're split off from each other, I think Brook, Nami, and Chopper and Sanji are going to have more time to shine. Hopefully Sanji doesn't just fight every fucking body and they just leave the other ones in the back crying in fear. But we'll see. But yeah, that's just kind of my whole thing between... that's just for the other 4. for those who wanted to know and wanted my thoughts on that. So, I will be doing my winter 2014 thoughts as soon as I watch everything. I don't think Nisekoi has come out yet. I've watched I think everything else, but I think Nisekoi is the only thing I'm waiting to watch. Even though I've read the manga, so I know how this is gonna go. But still, also I need to know how long Nisekoi is going to be, because that animation looks way too fucking good for a slice of life show. I think Niseko is only probably going to run maybe 13 to 26 episodes, but that's just me. Anyways, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. This has been the Vlogs again from your boy Doral, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.